Welcome to Unity Inspired Living. Our community began in 1989 as a small worldwide Unity book study group, and we've continued the momentum as an ever-evolving spiritual community. Each Sunday, you will find dynamic thought leaders delivering inspiring messages and talented musicians sharing sound healing through their melody. Here, we embrace ancient spiritual traditions, universal truths, and emerging wisdom. Let's check out this Sunday message. We're so grateful you've joined us. So welcome. My name is Amy Van Ling, and I am gratefully the spiritual director here at Unity Inspired Living. It is my absolute joy to be here with you, welcome you into another divine inspired experience. We're grateful to be doing this together. It's a journey together. Good morning, Kathy. I see you tuning in with us. We are getting ready to embark on a new year, and I think when we hit this new year mark, we often feel like a pull or kind of a pressure to do something new or fix something or resolve something or reinvent ourselves because, it's kind of that refresh in the year, and that's great. I'd like to offer like a gentler version of that, like an invitation to not necessarily move with pressure, but being with presence and living from that, just being in the now moment that sometimes is hard to do because life gets crazy and technology gets crazy. Things start moving and we're moving with it. So just coming back to being centered, and not just so much focusing on the future moment, but just allowing divine genius to live now, because we're always creating from this moment. Like this moment right now is creating our tomorrow, our next week. So if we're not here in this moment, renewing ourselves with peace, then we're creating just more of that pressure. So just inviting us to kind of take a gentle approach with ourselves. It's like the goals and all of that are great. Yet if it comes with stress and pressure and lots of cortisol in your body, it's probably not the best thing. So we're just going to live from our inner authority, honor what works, and follow that divine intelligence that just always already knows our way, already knows the answer, instead of like striving and trying to figure it out, right? So allowing the divine genius to express just in the flow instead of forcing. So that's what I'd like to allow the permission for us to do with this new year, is to be in the ease of that renewal instead of the pressure of it. So yes, we're allowing that divine intelligence, genius to develop more and more when we stay in that place of presence. So welcome in, everybody. I see you here. Welcome in, Pat and Carol. So nice to see you. I missed you last week. I think you were not here last week, right? Or was it the week before? Sometimes the weeks get all meshed together. Welcome in, everybody. I am full of warmth. It warms my heart tremendously, fills me with delight and joy to welcome back the radiant soul, Reverend Verona Garland, whose presence has blessed us time and time and time again. She is a constant light for our community, and Verona is truly the essence of peace and love and the embodiment of grace and joy, and definitely an expression of divine genius. And so we are so grateful for Reverend Verona and for her sacred yes to us. There will be a workshop today following our service. So that will be in the Zoom room immediately following at 11:30 Pacific time. And the workshop is Yielding for My Highest Good. So tune in. It's going to be a reflective time where we are getting ready to embrace this new year and this renewal and all this. So join us, join Reverend Verona as she takes us away. The Spirit moves through her in miraculous ways, and we're so grateful. So thank you for saying yes to be with us today. We love you dearly. So you will notice that we do not have a musician on our screen today, and we are embracing this. This has been part of the sort of the hustle of the morning, is that sometimes things are just unfolding in ways we don't expect and we really just don't have any control over. So in this moment, and it's what I told Verona and Jan this morning, as I always do, trust with everything in life, it's happening for a reason. I might not see what that is. I might think, I really wanted music. But the universe, God is saying, that's not how we're going to do it this morning. And so I'm embracing that because I do feel strongly that there is some reason why things unfold the way they do. So here we are, blessing all of our musicians though. This is our last Sunday of this year, so I want to take the moment to say we have incredible musicians, and sometimes with vocal challenges, like with illness, sore throats, or colds, last minute they can't show up. Also with Wi-Fi and internet stuff with their music system, things have glitches. So we honor all of that. We also, though, have on the screen our beautiful, beloved, precious pillar, Jan Knight. She is here with us to share our community announcements and our inspirational reading and our prosperity blessings. So we are so grateful for you, Jan. Thank you for your presence and your essence and the way you shine in our community so brightly. Truly, truly a gift. These two women on the screen are precious, precious. So we thank you. We love you. Thank you for your presence with us this morning. And everybody that is entering this space with us, thank you for your presence this morning. We are so deeply thankful and grateful for you because we co-create this space together. And without you, it would be different. You make a difference. Your energy, your energetic exchange with us truly does contribute to everything that happens here. So thank you for you. So where are we? We're together, and that's the important thing. So let's open up with our mission statement. And I bring us back to our mission statement each Sunday because I just want to ground us, center us into what are we doing here? And why are we doing what we do? And our mission statement is short and sweet, but packed with a powerful punch. So thank you for journeying together with us. And I invite you to center into the stillness and know that this journey is so vital and we are so blessed on this mission together. So we are here at Unity Inspired Living, fostering love and wisdom, inspiring transformation, offering compassionate outreach, and embracing unity. And so grateful to be on this journey together with you. So we are going to begin with an inspirational reading from Jan and some community announcements. So I'm going to hand the screen over to our beloved Jan, and she is going to inform us and enlighten us and inspire us. Thank you, beloved.
Okay, thank you, Amy. And I am just going to start with the announcements. And there's just a few announcements, and Amy's already expressed the first one very clearly, and I'm going to reiterate it. So you hear it twice. Okay, so be sure to join us after this service for Reverend Verona's workshop. I can't tell you how amazingly inspirational these workshops are. This is going to be really reflective. So it's called Yielding for My Highest Good, and it's from 11:30 to 12:30. You're all invited. This is your opportunity to send out the old and bring in the new. So we will be surrendering and releasing for 2025, and then we're following our intuitive knowings to identify whatever is expressing for us in 2026. Sound like a plan? It's a plan for me. I look forward to this every year with Reverend Verona. So everybody's welcome, and donations are greatly appreciated. And we thank you for that. So be sure you set your time and have a little early lunch or breakfast after the service and then come back. Okay, that's the first announcement, really important. The second one is, have you heard of the social lights? Social lights, shining our light. This is our new, fun, uplifting team that we just formed in early December, and we are dedicated to helping our community shine online. Come and join us as we light up social media with love and connection and spiritual inspiration. Our commitment is to like, share, and comment on all our social media and get others to do the same. So we get the word out there. Let Amy know if you want to join our team. We started in person together on the 7th of December and we're going strong. Okay, now is the right time, right now is the right time for you to make your special contribution for our end of the year giving campaign. So send in your 2025 end of the year contribution by December 31st, the end of the year. And remember to end the amount that you contribute with 25 cents. So if you give 100, make it $100.25. Remember that this is really important because then we can gift you, if we know that's your end of the year contribution, we can gift you with a special uncirculated commemorative coin, and it is your love, support, and generosity that keeps us going strong and thriving online and in person. And your gift right now, your extra special gift matters. Let us know that it's an extra special gift as well. Okay. And then a special thank you to those who participated in everything that was going on in December. It's like we're stopping, we're taking a breath. We've had so many amazing projects and parties. And I just want to say thank you to all those who donated to Loaves and Fishes and the Unhoused, to all those who were participating in the Women's Wallum House party and activities and gifts for them. And gratitude to Kelly for hosting our sing along, and for me for hosting our community charcuterie fun frolic and I don't know, fun frolic and whatever that we had. So we had a lot of celebrating already in December as we look forward to moving in, celebrating Christmas and our rebirth and the new year coming up. So I think the other thing is just to remember to stay connected with us, and that we have all of these happenings. And how do you find out about them? Well, you either are signed up for the weekly connection or get signed up for the weekly connection, which comes out, thank you, Kathy, on Wednesdays, usually in the Wednesday late afternoon, early evening. And go to our website. Everything's there on our website, on our Facebook page. Our website is www.unityinspiredliving.org. So we really encourage you to stay connected so you know what's going on. Okay, now's our time for our inspirational reading. And as Amy said, our theme, this is the last Sunday of our theme, Awakening the Divine Genius. Awakening the Divine Genius. So just close your eyes for a minute and enjoy Sparkle from 2026, actually, the new book coming up in January is Sparkle. Okay? Through the Christ within, I sparkle and shine. As a spiritual being, I am meant to sparkle and shine. This is a new day. Even if in the past I may have felt reluctant or embarrassed to be my dazzling spiritual self, I now feel free to make a new, bold choice and live authentically. My unique talents and abilities derive from my spiritual identity. When I shine my spiritual light and I sparkle, I help bring more of the light of God into the world. I also set an example for those who may feel reluctant to shine their lights. The world can feel sometimes like a dark, lonely place. As I and my fellow spiritual beings shine our unique lights, the world will simply sparkle with our collective brilliance. And so it is. I love that. Sparkle. Yes, we're all three sparklers here.
I love that too. And I love our collective brilliance. That's beautiful to,
Hmm.
I don't know, just say that.
Hmm.
Collective brilliance. Yes, I love the sparkle. I love sparkles anyway. I'm sparkling today. The new year already. I'm ready for the new year. So I decided I have um, cards by me, and I have these compassion cards by Pima Chodron. Can you see that? And so I thought, in between, because Jan's going to give our prosperity blessing in just a moment, just pull one of these compassion cards and to see what for us. So I'll have them in the stack here, and I'm going to just pull one. I'm going to say this is for us all. We're energetically pulling a card here. So the card here is, can I see it? Oh, I need glasses. I will need glasses. Abandon any hope of fruition. Commentary. The key instruction is to stay in the present. Don't get caught up in hopes of what you'll achieve and how good your situation will be someday in the future. What you do right now is what matters. Well, I think that was said much more succinctly than I said it earlier. So thank you. So that's our message for today, for the new year, maybe. So I love these cards. I love everything that's written there. So, okay. Well, we're going to hand the screen right back over to Jan. She has our prosperity blessing for us this morning. Thank you so much,
I
Jan.
do, and you gave me an idea, Amy.
Okay. Tell me.
So, okay, this is so synchronistic here. It's always
Okay.
synchronistic, isn't it?
It,
Okay, so when I was in Sedona, I was gifted this wonderful the self-love oracle cards. I'm always expanding my connection with myself, and so this was a part of my journey, was the gift of the self-love cards. And so I thought, okay, this is about, we're talking about ourselves, embracing our genius, our creative genius, embracing ourselves and everything about us. So I picked a card. Okay, and guess what? I picked a card for all of us before I start the prosperity blessing, and the card reads, abundance is everywhere around you. Feel worthy and open yourself up to receive the many gifts that await you. I love it. Here we go. All right. So, our prosperity blessing, you've heard it many times. Let's process this and go within in the deepest way we are capable of this morning. So, take a deep breath and release it, and join me as we move into a space of oneness with spirit. We quiet our minds and open to the great realization of an abundant universe. We connect with the inner stillness that is grounded in this divine flow of giving and receiving. I call it the river, the flowing river of abundance, prosperity. We practice gratitude for all that life gives us and accept that there is more coming our way. We align and operate from our divine nature to give freely from a compassionate heart to ourselves and to others, assured that we are never, ever void. We set our intention to engage in right action, and that attracts opportunities to prosper in every way. We are each a very, very grateful spirit expanding in this human life. We are gratefully succeeding in stepping forward into greater good. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. Many
Thank
blessings.
you. Thank you, precious Jan. Stepping forward into greater good. I know we mark this symbol. This new year is kind of our symbol, which is great because I think symbols are very helpful to kind of keep us back on track sometimes, or just remind us. And I feel that what was the last line you just read? You're muted.
Gratefully succeeding and stepping forward into our greater good. Oh, we are grateful. We are grateful spirit expanding in this human life. Yeah.
Stepping forward into our greater good. And so while we kind of mark this time of the year, the new year, like, okay, I'm really going to do something different. We can do that every day. Every moment is stepping forward into our greater good. We forget along the way. And so this is like our big reset, but like maybe you need another reset in February. That's okay too. You step
I
forward
like
into your
that.
greater.
Like we set our intention to engage in right action. And I
Yeah.
always I think so much about Jerry Brilhart and how
Mm,
it was always about divine right action, you know.
truly,
And
truly.
how I think about that, seeing divine right action, no
Mhm.
matter what, we take
It
divine right
comes
action.
back to this moment we're creating. So if we don't have some foundation or an intentional, something intentional on our heart, like I choose love. It can be very simple, right? I choose love. Whatever's going on in my life, I choose love. Then if we don't have sort of that direction that our mission that we're on, then we might get afloat wherever, right? So really stepping forward into our expansion with that intention. Thank you, Jan. We love you so very much.
Mhm.
We appreciate you so very much. You're a shining light for us. And um, as we close this new year, just know how blessed we are by you and
Grateful to be
grateful and
here.
thankful for
I'm
your
grateful I
presence.
can be here. I am
Yes.
here. I'm grateful I
Yes.
am here, present in
Yes.
the moment, you,
Mm,
setting aside everything else. Yes.
yeah.
No matter what, I think is what the word I use, no matter what.
Mm,
And I'm looking forward to Reverend Verona's talk and also looking forward to, especially to the workshop. I always,
yes.
I have all my journals from years past and, go back and I've done the work.
It's it's a
I
fun
continue to
time
do the
because
work.
we really can get clear. Gives us clarity about where we're going for this next year. It's very important to take this time energetically to say, where am I going? So I don't just float all over the place.
Right,
So thank
right.
you, Verona. She's gonna take us there today in the talk and then even deeper dive in the workshop. So
In the
thank you, Jan. We
workshop.
love you. We'll see you on this side
Thank
of
you.
Facebook live
Thanks,
stream.
everyone.
Okay, everybody, are you ready? Are you ready to roll with this beautiful divine being, Reverend Verona? I'm going to pray us in and then hand the screen over to, I don't have glasses to pray. Oh, beloved souls, thank you so much for being here with us. And I'm just inviting you into this moment of gratitude. Gratitude for the precious people we have to commune with here in our midst. Also, gratitude for this final Sunday. This is our final Sunday for 2025. And closing this year, grateful for every blessing that was brought to us in all the moments, and this gift that we had to gather in community here on this platform. No matter where we are, we get to be together. And that is truly a blessing. And we say thanks for this. We recognize that there is one life, one presence, one infinite divine genius intelligence expressing through all things, in, through, and as each one of us. And we affirm that we are one with this divine genius, and it lives through us, shows up in us. We know that renewal is already happening in every moment, and clarity and divine wisdom rise right now. When we bless this precious Verona in front of us, knowing that uh, her heart is so full of love, and we know that spirit guides her words, and she allows the spirit to move in, through, and as her. And we're so grateful because we get to receive the blessing, the gift that she is here to share with us. And we say thank you. We give thanks for all the inspiration unfolding today, here, now, and for the great goodness, godness that is revealed. And I release this word, and I know it is so. And we say this in love, as love, and for love. Amen. Ashe. Namaste. We are thankful and grateful for you, precious soul, Reverend Verona. Take us away.
Thank you, precious soul, Amy. And so it is. Thank you for that spectacular prayer. And good morning, everyone. Good morning, family. I'm so happy to be here on this, what we call the final Sunday of the year. However, we all know that before the Romans gave us a calendar, the beginning of the year was the solstice time. So the beginning of the year was last week, actually. So we can allow ourselves to know that the Romans gave us a calendar. However, just what Amy just did, we can kind of be giggly, and know that it's at any time that we can begin again. And thank you so much, Jan. Jan, such a spiritual rock, such a mystic, such a spiritual rock you are. And thank you for the readings you did, and thank you for reminding us that we expand as we expand into the life, it brings our greater good. Yes, it always does. However, let's start out, of course, with a little giggle. So there was a burglar, and this burglar busted into someone's house, and this burglar was in the house taking all sorts of stuff, computers, iPads, cell phones, jewelry, silver, all sorts of things. And as the burglar was doing this, the burglar heard a noise, and when he heard the noise, he heard someone saying to him, Jesus is watching you. And so the burglar thought, oh, what is this? So the burglar got out his flashlight, and knowing that we are the light, but got out his flashlight. And when he took his flashlight and spun it around the room, and he found in the corner a parrot. And when he saw this parrot, he said to the parrot, who are you? And did you say that to me? And the parrot said, yes, I did say that to you. And my name is Moses. And the burglar said, what kind of wacky people would name their parrot Moses? And the parrot said, the same kind of people who would name their 150-pound Rottweiler Jesus. Oh, isn't that wonderful? It's a way for us to open our hearts and expand our souls and know that in the midst of it all, there's always humor. And this morning, I was thinking, as we improvise and step up to what the highest and greatest good that's happening to us here, that also we are all singing a new song today. So perhaps the musicians, seeming absences, because we all get to co-create and sing a new song together, whether we are tone deaf or not. I've heard people say that. However, we all get to sing a new song with our soul. So anyway, back to the what we're doing here today. Einsteining, discovering and venturing within. Einsteining, discovering and venturing within, because we are opening ourselves to the awareness of the divine genius within. And I love it that I know, and I'd like you to know, that there's a sacred savant in and as each one of us. And I think that's spectacular and that's wonderful. And it's something that we get to embrace and embody and know the truth. However, as we move along here, let's talk about what these words in the title might mean and how they all fit together. So Einsteining is being a genius. That word Einsteining, I think I made it up, but Spirit made it up through me. All right, so I admit it. And so it's being a genius. And being a genius might be the ultimate STEM embodiment. You know, being a genius might be the ultimate STEM embodiment, at least for our purposes of understanding Einsteining. And STEM, we all know, is science, technology, engineering, and math. So it could be all of that. All right. So the next thing is discovering. We are discovering, and discovery is an act or an activity or an endeavor of finding and locating something that is seemingly unknown. And, you know, we all know where everything is if we allow ourselves to tune into it from within. And I understand you're probably saying, well, I don't know where I put my keys and they haven't shown up yet. However, spirit within us knows. So we really do know. So discovery is really just an act of opening up wider, bigger to what's already known within us. So the next thing is venturing. When we venturing is doing it an act in faith and courage. Venturing. And venturing is also consciousness uncovering itself. As I venture into something, it's consciousness uncovering itself. And then finally, genius. What is genius? Genius can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. However, for us here today, I believe genius is a byproduct of divine attunement. Because this Einsteining, discovering, and venturing within is actually yielding to our spiritual alignment. Because it's already aligned there for us. It's already a part of who and what we are. All we're doing is yielding to it. And I love that word yielding because it's one of those sort of things like, you know how when you yield in traffic, you can yield with all sorts of different mindsets. You can yield on the freeway saying, oh yeah, sure, go right ahead. You're ahead of me, go in. Or you can yield with like, oh, you cut in front of me. I don't want you to yield. However, what is for our highest and best good? The love that flows between all of us and the love that is part of yielding, because love always makes the way. The love always makes the way, no matter what the circumstance. So those are our definitions for today. Yielding, discovering and venturing, and Einsteining within. And I have a quote here from Michael Bernard Bethwick that says, we are born with genius coded within. Isn't that interesting? We are born with genius coded within. You know, we come already with our own customized, bespoke blueprint, and the genius is already within there. It's ours to let ourselves yield to spiritual alignment. So let's talk about, since I made up this word Einsteining, or the word made itself up as me, through me, as spirit through me. Let's talk about Einstein a little bit. So I researched and looked up Einstein. So I didn't know these things that first. Einstein was filled with curiosity over conformity. He questioned attitudes early on. He questioned all sorts of things that were just the given, you know, like it's just the given. Like, I don't know what in that time what it was, but maybe I don't know. You all your silverware goes in one particular pattern, but he questioned the conformity of life. And I didn't know, maybe you know already, that Einstein had late speech development. Einstein didn't speak out loud until he was 3 or 4 years old. So for me, what that means is that Einstein grew an internal connectivity to the oneness because he wasn't on the outside, he was on the inside of himself. He was using the inner vocabulary, the inner conversation, the inner interaction with the oneness. The next thing that I learned about Einstein is that when he was, they think about 5 or 6 years old, his father gave him a compass. And that was something that he remembered all of his life. And in our way of looking at it, I believe that that compass taught him that there were invisible forces governing the universe. That there are all sort of forces governing the universe that we couldn't see because of if you have a compass, you can see that. So the last thing about Einstein that really surprised me is that he had a very mundane job. His first job was he worked in the Swiss patent office. And it was just an ordinary environment. However, that ordinary environment provided him plenty of mental and intuitive freedom. So when you think about it, how Einstein got formed, how he came along, how he opened up to the blueprint of his life, how he opened up to being coded already as a genius, all these things add into that he didn't speak until he was a certain age. He didn't speak to most people. I'm sure that his family or someone in his life thought there is something quote unquote unclear about him because he didn't speak till he was 3 or 4. However, in that not speaking until he was 3 or 4, can you imagine all the conversations he had with spirit? All the wonderful things that he allowed himself to know, to accept, to embody, to embrace, to understand. So, as well as his, what we might call mundane job he had. I don't like to use the word mundane, but seemingly mundane job. But it gave him all this freedom for the intuitive self, the intuitiveness growing within him. And then, it didn't just happen bloop, bloop, overnight. However, just like us, as he did his work, as he did his spiritual practices, as he did his spiritual work, the Einstein that we know and understand showed up. The Einstein that we absolutely understand and know showed up. So Charles Fillmore says, the divine genius is God's mind in action. The divine genius is God's mind in action. It is the innate intelligence of the universe. And you maybe heard this already this month. However, I would like you to just give yourself a moment to let it sink in. The divine genius is God's mind in action. And it is the innate intelligence of the universe. And the thing is, God's mind is wanting to express itself in, through, and as each one of us here. Each one of us is unique, bespoke, and individualized. And that's how God's mind gets God's intelligence, God's genius, God's creativity, God's artistry. Everything gets known on the planet is through and as each one of us, because it bears repeating about a gazillion times. Each one of us is a vessel of the divine. Each one of us is spirit making itself known on the planet right here and right now. So I was with all this and thinking, okay, we're Einsteining, we're discovering, we're venturing, we're doing all these things. We're becoming the genius that we are. We're doing acts in faith and courage. We are being the genius by being a byproduct of our spiritual alignment. And how do we spiritually align ourselves? With our spiritual practices. We are all of these things and the more. And I thought, okay, so what's the next step, Spirit? I actually said it out loud. What's the next step, Spirit? In what way do we really align ourselves to have spiritual attunement and go be the discovery of the divine genius within? 3 things showed up for me. 3 B's. The 3 B's: behold, bless, and become. So let's dive into those. So first one is behold. Beholding is a sacred recognition of the holy pattern inside of each and every one of us. We are a holy pattern. There is the pattern of the divine in, through, and as each one of us. I'm sure you've heard that statement, made in the image and likeness of the divine. Well, we are. And so there's a holy pattern, a sacred pattern, a holy, sacred recognition of the pattern that is within and as each one of us. And we each have something within and as each one of us. Have you ever experienced, you have an idea, and this idea feels so like, delectable to you. It's like the thing. And then you allow yourself to not act upon the idea. And then you see this idea later on someplace else. And when you see this idea later on someplace else, you think, oh, wow, that was my idea. However, I say that to say the ideas that we have within us is spirit coming through. And as we allow ourselves to maybe step back from the idea initially, it might come through someone else. Yet there's still something that is waiting to come through and as each one of us. It's not that we are empty vessel. It's not that we are a light not shining. We are the vessel. So that's the first one. Just behold the sacred recognition of the holy pattern inside. Behold that each one of us is all that and the more. And I know sometimes that in our humanness, it may feel strange or weird or unavailable. So the thing is possibly to give yourself an opportunity to, when you're in the mirror in the morning, take a look and say, I am the holy pattern of the divine. I am that I am. So this is the first part. We get to behold. Second part is bless. Bless, 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 bless. Bless the myriad of the possibilities given to us. And the blessing is also about giving thanks before it happens. Yeah, so the blessing is giving thanks for something before it happens. This goes way, 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 way back. However, in my life, 3 decades ago, I decided that I might want to be a mother. And so I just started doing my spiritual practices. And at the time, some of you know, I was on the top side of the 30s. And so all the doctors all said, forget it. You're too old. Forget it. It's not going to happen. Just forget it. And so part of my spiritual practice was I gave thanks that I already had conceived. I already had a child. I just gave thanks, blessed this other being coming through my life, blessed the process, blessed it all. And several of you who are on this Facebook now have met that person, my daughter Leah, who's 35 years old. So, I mean, it comes to, if we give ourselves an opportunity to bless that is the desire of our heart. That desire was put in there by spirit, by the way. And so if we bless it and give thanks for it, it flows through. So if we bless and give thanks for that is the genius within us, it flows through. And the third B is become. And the become is surrendering in awareness. Surrendering in awareness, becoming that which is the genius of the divine. And by that, I mean becoming it, knowing it, affirming it, meditating on it, praying on it, and all of these things and so much more. And by praying on it, I mean pray and let it go. Pray and surrender. Pray on the becoming and know that it is already happening. Give yourself an opportunity to do this. Pray on it and let it happen. In my life here recently, here's an example of these three things: behold, bless, and become. You all know that I wrote a book, and I'm so excited that I wrote a book, and you all lovingly and wonderfully accepted my book because we're family, not just because we're family, but because, it is the way, is the divine right and perfect order. How's that? Yes, the way of spirit. So I write the book. I do all the things that have to do with the book. I was very blessed to have some book signings and all sorts of things happen with the book. And I also was blessed to put the book in a lot of bookstores, metaphysical bookstores, and regular secular bookstores and things like that. And recently, my marketing director told me buy some books and have them on hand, which I did, and that was good because I go places and I talk about my book and people say, "Oh, well, do you have one?" Yes, yes, yes. However, one day here recently, I was walking through my Zen room and I saw the shelf where the books are, and I thought, "Wow, you have a lot of books piled up there." Now that was the ego part of me, the fearful part of me saying that, the false evidence appearing real part of me saying that, or the ego part of me, the edging God out part of me saying that. Wow, look, you got all those books stacked up there. What are you going to do with them? And so I allowed myself instead to first behold, just have sacred recognition of the holy pattern inside of me, that book came through me. That's what it is. That's how it unfolded, much to my surprise and to my delight. The second thing was I blessed that stack. I blessed that stack of books that I was looking at on the shelf, and I just blessed it and gave thanks for it. Like, okay, you're here. I'm so glad you're here. I'm giving thanks for you, and and nothing else. And the third thing was become. I surrendered into the awareness of the truth of the genius of the divine through me as that book. Well, this was like last week, one day last week. The next day, someone called me from a bookstore that I had gone to and offered the book, and they said, "Well, the book's not in the form. It's not in the format that we use, so we probably can't carry your book." And I said, "Okay." This person who manages this store called me and said, "I was thinking about you. You came up in my heart and mind, and we'd like you to come and do a book signing event in February." And wow, I just went, "Oh, yes, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit," because I did the three B's: behold, bless, and become. Behold, bless, and become. And that genius of the divine that wants to experience itself on the planet as me showed up and showed through and got, I mean, we all know that there's no coincidences in life. So that this manager of the bookstore called me, and the last time I was in contact with this gentleman was February of this year. So I'm telling you that this really, I mean, sharing with you that this can work. This can work. And I would like to, and it can work in every single one of our lives. And I'd like to read you something from Eva Bell Werber, who writes The Voice of the Master. "You are the center of consciousness. All the universe is filled with the presence, with life, with that which is real and eternal. But it is only as you and others of my children know that I can be fully established upon the earth. I long to be awakened in you. I long to express my genius through you." And that's from Eva Bell Werber, The Voice of the Master. So I'm inviting you, my wonderful, beloved family. I'm inviting you to open up to the genius, to allow yourself to Einstein and discover and venture within, because the genius is inside of you. And whenever I, you, we, they allow ourselves to open up and ease of surrender, ease of awareness, ease of awakening, ease of discovery, ease of faith and courage, it happens. So I'm inviting you, and I would like you to RSVP to me in some way or other to let me know that yes, you are on board, you are joining. This invitation is the invitation of the divine. This invitation is the invitation of 2025 moving into 2026, that it is each one of us, that it is you, each and every one of us, that is absolutely the divine genius. And that as we behold, bless, and become, the divine genius makes itself known in myriad and multitudinous and infinite ways. And so it is.
Thank you, precious beloved Verona. We are so grateful for you and blessed by you. I love, I love that we start off with definitions, because it's just such a testament to Verona's creativity and her clarity. I think being clear is so many years ago, I was having a conversation with somebody, and what was the word? Condemnation. So we had this whole long conversation for over an hour. And finally, it occurred to me to ask, what is your definition of condemnation? Because there was this disconnect, and I kind of felt like we talked about the same thing a couple of times. And so ever since then, it was about 10, maybe 12 years ago, I thought I am always going to pause and make sure we're even talking about the same thing, right? And so I love this part about Verona. She likes clarity, and all that opens the floodgates for so much, um, not just connection, but development. Because when there's clarity, it's not muddy water. It's not like you're trudging through the mud trying to figure it out. It's like it's the seas part, and we can all be on, understanding. So thank you. All of that to say thank you for you, because the way your divine genius comes out, it just puts such a smile on my face. I love it so much. Thank you for sharing you with us and being you. And that is your divine genius, and that's also to point out we're all different, right? So some of us might be like, that seems like so much work to get definitions and all. That's not your divine genius, right? This is because Rona enjoys it. You can feel that part of you where it's like, I like this clarity. I like being creative like this. And so thank you. I honor that and just want to point out that, everybody's divine genius shows up just in your perfect expression. So, and beginning with what Michael Beckwith said, that we're born with genius coded within us. And I love that word coded within us. It's potent. It's powerful. So I think you repeated a couple of times. So thank you for doing that, to sit with that and feel what that means. Like we're coded. We're encoded with God. That is so powerful. So when you forget and you need a reminder, come back to this talk and be reminded. And the whole story about Einstein and being sort of provided that freedom, if you will, to allow that expansion. When I talked about this in my talk, I felt like there was a little bit of a connection with kind of this simplicity piece, which was I talked about, you weren't there that day. I talked about how I always get a French manicure on my nails when I go to the nail salon. It's so I don't have to think about it. I don't ever have to look at colors. That's not my divine genius to decide all that. That seems overwhelming to me. My divine genius is to pick the same thing every time. And she knows if I pick something else, something must be going on. But there's other people that came into the salon and they want to look at all the colors and ask everybody what they're doing and gather information. And that's their divine genius, right? And so for me, it's that simplicity. And I kind of felt something like this with the Einstein stories. Like when he's doing something that you don't really have to think about, it frees you up for your space with God, or however you want to say that, divine intelligence or whatever is there to unfold. And so yeah, I was remembering a woman who did this with um outfits, uniforms. She was in corporate America, and she said, why do I always have to be dressed up in as the female, and men just wear same suits, just different colors every day, so I'm going to start doing that. And she did something like that, and it just freed up her mind for other things. So that might not be you, because your creativity and I can't imagine like one of my daughters, like they would not want to wear the same uniform every day. That would not be their divine genius. Theirs is in expressing their fashion and stuff. So anyway, I so appreciate all the pieces you bring to us, because it's so broad. It brings us to every which way, every angle. Different people show up with their divine expression. So let me check in with the chat. And Marion says, I sparkle. Yes, you do. And Nancy says, what you do right now matters. Yes, indeed. Yes, lots of gratitude for the inspirational. Pat says, people call a lot of people, beings, and things Jesus. Carol says, I just want you to know that I may not be texting all the pearls of wisdom and stories by Verona Garland, but I am definitely taking it all in. I just need to listen right now. I will definitely watch and listen again. Amen. Janet says, good morning, everyone. I am all in, beloved. Yes, Michael J. Pat says, I'm on board. Thank you, Reverend Verona. I'm being with the little b. That was very cute, Sonia. Yeah, so it's behold, bless, become. Don't you love that? This is part of Verona's, wisdom and magic and divine genius. Luinda says, thank you, Verona. As always, you speak from the heart. I think all of us has something genius or something innately special. Yes. True, true, true. Yeah, and to really sit in the behold that sacred pattern that we're coded with. And even say, like Verona said, I am the holy pattern of the divine. Like maybe that's an affirmation. You remind yourself in the morning, I'm encoded with this. Like I can't go wrong. Like, hello. This is great news. Bless the myriad of blessings. Yeah, this is the giving thanks before it happens. It's kind of the thing that we talked about earlier. It's like we're creating tomorrow and next week and next year in today, right? Today. So what is the vibration of today? Because that's the frequency that you're creating. It's like the radio station. If you want to be listening to R&B, but you're on the country station, like you gotta switch the dial. If you want to, depending on what frequency you're at, you're going to be hearing that. So where do you want to be next week, next year? Giving thanks, being in the vibration of that already before it happens. Joe Dispenza talks a lot about that. And becoming surrendering in awareness to like, I am that I am. And I love Verona's personal stories too. The manager of the bookstore showing up, because this is showing us how the behold, bless, become is manifest in her life. Like this works. I can talk to you about it because I walk my talk. So we appreciate that very much. Yeah, I think there's a time and place in history, and maybe still happens. I'm not in many of those circles, but where people might be preaching, so to speak, but they don't really, they're not really in touch with what they're saying. It's, more rote. And what I love about our community and the dynamic people we have, like Verona Garland, come through, like they're walking their talk, they're living the love. This is not some abstract idea or principles that they heard were good. It's like, no, I live by this. This is my foundation. I can tell you. So that authenticity is so vital. So thank you. Marian says, I behold, bless, and I am becoming. Yes, yes. Okay, precious souls. We love you. We are so grateful that you're here. We are getting ready to enter into the new year, 2026. I think it's the year of the horse. Yes, yes, year of the horse. And so, yeah, I'm going to put something in our connection group about that. That's just coming right now. I'm forgetting what it was. What were we just in? The snake? No. Snake, yes. I should go with my intuition the first time, right? Okay, so we're going to the year of the horse. This is exciting. And Verona is getting ready to take us into conversation depth about this. Nan says, good reminders throughout your genius. Thank you. Your joy exudes. Thank you, Nan. We're so glad you're here. All right, everybody, precious souls, sparklers. That's what we were talking about from the inspirational reading earlier. You are sparklers, shining brightly. Oh, so what do I want to say next? I want to say if you feel ingratitude overflowing with feeling restored, refreshed, a great remembering, a reminder of your divine genius today. And you're grateful for this unity community. And you're so blessed that you get to hop into Facebook Live on Sunday morning and be with us. Please consider visiting our giving page and having an energetic exchange with us. Sharing this exchange really does say, like, I support your mission. I support what we're doing here. It's just like when we choose Starbucks or Pete's Coffee or whatever, like our choices, like we make choices, right? Do we go to Publix or Food Lion? Those are my stores here. We have their Safeway. Wait, is Vaughn's? Vaughn's is San Diego. I always get that mixed up. Vaughn's, I think, is San Diego, and Safeway is San Francisco. Where do you shop? Kroger? I don't know. I forget the stores everywhere. You get to choose. You get to choose where you put your energetic exchange. That's all I'm saying here. Jan says, Reverend Verona, your amazing divine genius clarity, living your life, sharing that genius so compassionately. Now I really get the embracing the divine genius. Woo! Don't you love that? Like we can have a theme the whole month. And one of our speakers says something that where you finally get it. You're like, wow. And that's why we do what we do here, because we get so many amazing voices. And maybe last week you weren't in the space. Maybe that speaker wasn't in the space. But this week it is true. Like this is the moment for you. I love that. Thank you, Jan, for sharing that because that really excites me because that's part of our mission here is like we're doing something a little different and it works in this way. So thank you for sharing that too. That you got it. That you got it. And maybe you thought you got it before and now it's just something really like it's excavating, right? So there's layers always. So we appreciate you sharing that with us. Okay, we're going to close with the prayer of divine awakening. Then we're going to go hydrate and get a snack to nourish. And then we're going to pop back into the Zoom room. I'm going to drop the link right here in the live stream chat. It's also on our homepage website, unityinspiredliving.org. You will see the link into the Zoom room. Hop in and join us there. So let me share my screen. Now I don't have any sound on this. We were going to do YouTube music earlier, and that was not working out with the sound. So that was going to be plan B. So we went to plan C. See that? We went through stuff. And sometimes life is that way. It's plan C or D. Okay, so here we are. This should be what's happening now with my word. Computer stuff. Okay, the prayer of divine awakening. It's a new day, a beautiful day, a new beginning. I embrace this day with new eyes, an open heart, and expansive mind. I choose my vibrational frequency deliberately and consciously, harmonizing with life's events. I am receptive to source energy, divine guidance and wisdom available to me at all times. Commit to serve unconditional love fully and completely. I move forward in a state of appreciation and extension of the one magnificent power and presence. I am sovereign, whole, and free, claiming dominion over my life as I go in peace and awaken to my divinity. Thank you, everybody. What I want to say about that prayer is that is the last time we are going to be saying that prayer. We have said that prayer, I believe, for 3 years now at the close of all our services, and we're going to switch to something else next year, which is next time we meet. So if you want a copy of that prayer, just let me know. I'm happy to send it to you. It still stays on my altar. I love that prayer, but there's times when things start to feel stagnant and they need a renewal. They need a revitalization. And so that's what we're doing. So don't be surprised when it doesn't come on the screen next time we're together. It'll be something new, but this one is always here. If you would like it, I'll send you a copy. We have cards of this prayer. So I love you all dearly. We will meet now. We have about 20 minutes. So we'll meet back in the Zoom room and we'll get ready to dive in for our highest good, yielding to our highest good. And what does that look like? And thank you, Reverend Verona Garland. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for blessing us time and time again throughout this year, always showing up in love with us. We love you dearly. So, so dearly. Mwah. Blessings, everybody. Shine on, bright beings of love. Happy New Year. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you all.